Hello everyone, it's Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I am up with another episode in my Keep or Purge series. So today I am working with Jen Hadfield's Reaching Out collection. Now, I don't remember how old this is. Let me see if it tells me on this ephemera. 2020. There you go. So probably purchased this during COVID at some point when I was like doing a lot more scrapping than I am now. Anyway, so I am using this collection. I have got the 12 by 12 paper pad, the 6 by 8 paper pad, the ephemera, the stickers. I feel like there's something else I have. They're puffy stickers maybe? Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe that is it. Anyway, I've got a few bits and pieces for this collection. Now, the photos that I chose to scrap with today are the series of photos of Jess's boys and my two kids playing instruments at our house. So I've got a photo of Jess's two boys on the trombone and Lincoln's on the cornet, and then Addison was much younger. These photos were taken in September of last year. August of last year. So, they're a year old now. So, Addie's now 2.5. So she was only 18 months old. So you can see that she's only in one photo actually. She was much littler, but she does have her little toy drum that she's playing along with the boys. And then there's two photos of Lincoln conducting with Daddy's baton. And he's even got music in front of him on a music stand. So those photos of him conducting were taken after Jess and her boys had already left, but it was in the same day when they were all just having fun playing together. So I pulled out one of the 12 by 12 papers that I actually knew I'd probably have a lot of trouble using, and it is photos of, they're all girls, I think, dancing. There's music notes in the background. They're all dancing. So I thought that one would be cool to use, so I grabbed that. And then I also grabbed some dark 12 by 12 paper that's got a lot of writing on it that just says better together over and over and over again with lots of different colours. So pulled out both of those. I was going to use the lighter girls dancing as my kind of main background, but actually I found that with the photos and the ephemera on top of it was really hard to see the ephemera because the background was so light and the ephemera is so light. So I switched and I put the better together paper on top, and I did cut that down, and I also didn't bother gutting the girls dancing background paper because I'm not going to use that anywhere else. So I didn't gut it. I will gut paper that I love and I know that I'm going to use again, but paper that I'm not, like this, I have no issue whatsoever in covering up most of it and not gutting it for later use. So I've got my 4 photos. I am going to do a grid layout. I know you're probably yelling at me going, you always do this layout, and I do. It's a regular layout go-to design for me because I scrap with a lot of multi-photos now. I've said this before, but since having kids, I take way more photos, and I take way more photos of like singular events or activities. Like these photos of the kids playing with their instruments, I took so many photos and I narrowed it down to 4 that I printed out. So I could have just picked one. It would have told the story exactly the same as if I put all 4 on the page. But you know what? I want to put as many photos as I can on the page. So I'm all about multi-photos. Now, I wanted to create quite a long title that I knew was going to be tricky to fit on this page. I'm trying to keep all of my ephemera and my layout in the inner darker square that I'm working on. And so I knew I wanted some variation with band back together. So initially I got out the gold thickers, the white and gold thickers, because there's gold in this collection. Not that I've got any other gold on the page, but there is gold in this collection. There's some gold foiling, but I didn't end up using it anywhere else, so you can't really tell. But I got the word band and together with that gold thicker, and then I poured out those small foam white thickers, and I did initially have getting the band back together, but you'll soon discover once I stick it all down that the word getting doesn't fit. So I end up with get the band back together. I was going to come and write let's get the band back together, but anyway, I just left it as get the band back together. It works. So I'm matting my photos just on some white cardstock. It is patterned on the other side. You will know if you watch my videos a lot that I did a layout where I was purging through my single sheets of paper, and I cut down significantly the paper that I am keeping, but I actually did keep any single-sided paper, so I could use the white side for matting my photos. So that's what this is. I think it's some black and white design on the other side, not sure, but I'm using that, and then yeah, going from there. I'm not going to mat my photos again. I'm going to leave them just as matted once with the white border. I wasn't going to do white because the girls dancing pattern paper is actually cream, but the ephemera has white borders to it. So the ephemera has got white borders, the paper is cream, so I thought, well, to tie it all together, I'm still going to do the white matting on my photos because there is white in the ephemera. So that works. Sorry, I got distracted. My son. Or you can actually, funnily, I should say my son, because you can see his little hand poking through beside me here. I'm trying to do some filming on the weekends and my voiceovering and things on the weekends, which is not amazing because obviously I also want to spend time with my children. So I try to do a little bit of scrapping while Addison's asleep, and Lincoln sort of has some quiet time. But he's 5 or 5.5 now, and he doesn't need so much quiet time anymore. So, sorry, this is also him shaking the camera. He often comes up and wants to know what I'm doing and wants to get involved. So in a minute, you'll probably see me duck off screen because I'm actually looking for a card. He wants to make his cousin a card because it's the day that I'm doing this voiceover. We are going to Jess's house this afternoon to celebrate Tom's birthday. So I actually filmed this video yesterday when I'm doing this voiceover. No idea when this is coming out for you, but I filmed this video on a Saturday, and then on the Sunday we're going to celebrate his birthday. So I got him a blank card. He's now left to go and make his card for Thomas, and he's just sitting behind me in my craft room. So look, it's definitely getting trickier to be able to create during the day. So anyway, we'll see how this is going to impact my scrapping. I mean, it already has impacted my scrapping having kids. And I know Jess is at a slightly different stage in her life. Her kids are a bit older now, and she's able to do a little bit more scrapping than me. So we'll see. I'm also at the point where my scrap room is upstairs, and that also makes it tricky. I think if I had space to scrap downstairs and I could sort of still kind of be close so the kids could see me and know what I was doing, then it might be a bit different, but I'm not. I'm upstairs. And my kids, particularly Addison, she's just a bit too little. She'd want to get into everything anyway. So, I should tell you, I've got these great wood grain pieces, chipboard pieces, I should say. They're not wood grain, actually, they're chipboard. And they are from, I want to say it's Minte. Hang on. Sorry, I'm going to take you with me because I'll pull out where they are from because they are so cool. And if you have someone who's a music lover, I highly recommend these. They're called Minte Chippies, and they are just called Music. Minte Chippies Music. I got them from, where did I get them from? Crazy Craft Obsession in Australia, but obviously Minte sold in lots of different places. Now, I edited out me sticking down my title because that took a really long time. I had to fiddle with the letters a little bit. So you can see I put my title through the middle, which is often also something I do. So get the band back together. And now I'm just sticking down all of my ephemera clusters. So I've popped some things up on foam. I have included a house in each of my clusters. I've included a little emoji smiley face in each cluster. I've included a chipboard piece in each cluster, and I've included a little animal in each cluster. So the top two have snails, and then the bottom left has a turtle and the bottom right has a little peacock, which is super cute. Now, with the chipboard as well, with the Minte chipboard, it is designed so you can colour it however you like. If I had have had more time, I possibly would have coloured these, but I was in a bit of a rush, so I didn't. So I'm just finishing up. I have almost finished now. I don't remember if Lincoln had brought back his card to show you yet. It's possible that it got edited out while I was editing out my sticking down my title, but he did bring over his card that he made for Thomas to show me, which was very cute. He's also got my he's got my ATG gun because he needed to put glue on something, so I'm having to stick everything down with wet glue, which works fine for the chipboard. I would have done that anyway, but I'm also sticking down the rest of my ephemera pieces with wet glue because that's just what I've got. And this wet glue that I'm using is apparently a dupe for the art. What's it called? Oh my gosh, how have I gone blank all of a sudden and lost my words? It's the art glitter glue, which is my favourite glue that I use all the time. But this one is the original all-purpose art glue from Couture Creations, which I want to say is an Australian brand. Yeah, I think it is. And so far I like it. The bottle's really similar to the art glitter glue. And I got that when I couldn't get art glitter glue a while ago. And it's working well. So I need to use it a bit more, and also maybe use it alongside the art glitter glue and see which one becomes my favourite. But I like it. So if you're in Australia and you are looking for a wet glue, I can recommend that one. I want to check actually if the fine tip from the art glitter glue fits on this. I think it will, but I'd like to give it a try because that would also be really good. So I'm just finishing sticking all my ephemera down and then I'm done. So I need to probably tell you, because I'm nearly at the end, I can tell I'm nearly at the end, am I going to keep this collection? So this is probably the first layout I've done where I'm really in two minds. And I kind of feel like I need a pile for where I want to do another layout with a collection to see, because this at the moment is in the firm maybe camp for me. It's got some really nice florals and the colour palette really suits me, but what I will say is I probably didn't choose the right layout to see whether I really like a page or not, because I used really hard pieces. The background papers that I use are probably the most difficult ones to actually use on a layout. And so I think I'm going to keep it, but I do want to have a new pile going in my stash of things where I'm like, you know what, I am going to keep it, but I want to do another layout with it and see how I really feel. So at the moment it's a keep. I'm going to keep it in the spirit of this series, but I do want to use it again and then reserve the right to change my mind. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this series so far. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.